Are we on?
Oh my gosh, we are.
Hello, wondrous ones.
Hello.
It's Sharon G here, and look who's here.
It's me, Mark Wheeler. Sitting alongside Sharon.
It has been a while since we've done this.
It has been a good while. And I'm looking forward to talking.
Me too. This is like the first day of winter. It's the winter equinox. It's the darkest, the longest day of darkness tonight. We're in the darkest, longest nights of the year.
And our sun, where we are, is now setting in the horizon. So it's getting dark.
Yeah, it's coming on.
It's coming on.
Kind of like what humanity has gone through recently.
And what we have been going through.
Oh, we have?
Yes, we have.
We really have, everyone. Wondrous ones, it's been a really interesting ride this year. This season of the world retreat, like opening up and closing and opening up. Mm-hmm. Our own retreats, you could say, our own going within, our own inner turmoils going on, and knowing that, hey, we're going to break out, and we're doing something unusual and breaking out on this winter equinox. We're breaking out to share a little message about going within.
And it's been such an up and down time for me, and going through this coming back, if you will, is I'm really looking forward. I've been doing some things and that are not totally me, so I'm really coming around to really sharing what I'm about with my life.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take a step back from something that you've done a while. Have you ever done that in your life? Had something where you were on a certain course for a certain amount of time, then you know that like there's something else brewing, and you have to sometimes some distance away from it gives a new clarity.
It really does.
Whoa! Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Because when everyone's like, "Oh, okay, it's time to get the world back to the way it was, back to normal," it's like,
wait,
I don't know.
Is that what I really want? Is that what you really want?
Is normal good enough?
Normal is not good enough.
No. We want to be like supernatural normal, super normal,
supernatural normal.
Yes. And part of this whole goo of life, this good things are going on one hand, maybe some not so good things going on the other, and there's like this back and forth thing going on. It seems that we are finding out together in our relationship, like almost 30 years. This is insane.
It's a good insanity.
It was so nice to be
It's a beautiful insanity.
When we were in the playpen together when we first met, it was so nice. But we've been on this creative journey. I mean, thanks for rocking with us, since 2012 when we came out with our first rock theater show that was showing how, tapping in your will, going within to have some realization of where you want to go, who you are, tap into that innate wellspring of potential. I mean, we're really in this. So that's been like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And that idea that, you brought it up today, that there's sometimes when there's some fear or difficulty, well, it actually is a good thing to go towards. Because if everything's copacetic, normal, average.
It was an amazing, it was really an interesting insight. And, like she said, we were talking today, and I came across this thing about me where there's the fears that I have of going forward are actually just a facade of something that is really not there for me to stop. It's there for me to go into. And these fears are just unfounded. I can remember being in a Toastmaster, and I was going to be giving a speech, and I've been in Toastmasters for a long while, but I've never really I hadn't given a speech in a really long time, and I was a little fearful of it, but I did it, and the fear that was with me before I spoke was palpable, and it was I could feel this energy of excitement along with being completely terrified. And I did the speech. I came back. I sat down in my chair, and this amazing feeling of, oh my gosh, I just did that, and I was so scared, but I'm okay. And I think there's a lesson in that where, for me, it's like the fear of doing something is actually leaning into the correct thing to do. When it's scary, that means there's energy there, and that energy can push us forward. It pushes me forward, and then the fear becomes something to look forward to almost, rather than to back away from something.
This is where the rubber hits the road. Isn't it where it's like, what if you had just stayed in the meeting and done some duties or whatever, play a role in the meeting, but not do a speech? Then it's like, you don't feel the fear and do something different.
There's no risk.
And you just like, oh, it's normal. Everything's cool. I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. I went through something similar to that in a dance class recently, which is one of the ways that I am exploring another aspect, and it's something that I really love to do, but not in an organized way. I mean, freestyle dancing and just moving around, okay, that comes easy. That's not what this is. This is more of a structured dance class, and it's really it's out of my comfort zone. That's why I'm there. But the next level is like, I really want to do this dance. Like I really, there's been some opportunities where sometimes the teachers asks someone to like get up and demonstrate something that we've done in the class. And I usually would love to do that. I'm like, oh, that'd be so great. But I feel like I'm a weaker link in the class. I'm not, dance isn't my thing. I'm doing it purely for fun to explore this. But this week that question came up, and I was the first one to say, yeah, I'm going to go up on the stage and do this like belly dance routine we were learning. And thankfully, the teacher also said she wanted 5 people up there. I started walking up there, and I was sharing with the other people in the group, like, okay, you're going to follow me, right? And no one did at first. So I'm standing there alone, in front of 30 people or whatever. And then, well, thankfully, 2 or 3 people trickled up. And then the teacher strongly suggested someone else join us. But I'm telling you, it was scary. But it was something that I want to do. It was something that, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm just going to forget the dance, and I'm in a dance class. Who cares, really, in a sense? Maybe my ego might care or something, but that's not enough. But it felt really good. And you said when you went and sat back down after Toastmasters, you just felt you had a different feeling about yourself because you did it. And I really felt like when this 5 of us were dancing in front of the class and it was done, and coming off that little riser, I just was standing there at the end of the class, and I just felt like I had just like a veneer all over my body that was just, it was comfortable, but it was a little, say, shinier, or I had a little more polish or something. I had a little more, like, my energies were sealed, and I had this like stronger sense of myself just by doing something, that was a little out of the comfort zone, but like you said, sort of. It was like, it's okay to feel fearful, even feel a little shy about it, and just do it. I mean, why am I in the class anyway? I want to do something with it.
And that's exactly how I felt when I sat down. It was like I was saying, it just was this feeling of, wow, I just did that, and I'm okay. I just did that, and it felt like something was lifted, and something was pointing me in this kind of a direction from now on to really think about fear differently and to acknowledge it in a different kind of a way, where it's not something to back away from, but it's something to go into. So that's going to be my practice in this new year.
Sweet. Well, like this darkest night, it could seem maybe scary. It could seem like, it's the holiday season in this part of the world. It's the dark winter solstice and all of the festivities that go on with this. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of outward things. But really, think about it, it's winter. I mean, it's kind of a time to go within anyway. So we're kind of living it's a little bit out of balance. Giant celebrations in the middle of the dark. It can bring up some difficult times. Some people use a lot of enhancements to make it through the season. I just mean like the rubber hits the road, talking about, feeling different. Like you did something, you said, and you were okay. I would say, maybe, have you ever thought you did that and you were even better than okay? Like better than before you did that?
Absolutely.
Speech.
Absolutely. But it's like when I first sat down, I had this kind of emotion, but in hindsight, after a couple of days, it was like I was feeling that it was much more than just being being okay. I was really, something changed in me that opened my heart up to what my fear really means. It doesn't mean that stay away. It means to go in it. It means to check myself a little bit on, or a lot bit, to acknowledge that fear in a different way.
It's really what we share with the people we get to work with. We get to help them turn on this thing that they maybe had brewing inside of them, that finally they have the courage to start stepping into it in a new way. And it doesn't mean that they just step into it and ta-da, they're doing it. I mean, they find a process that works for them. It doesn't look like what others have done even in the past. They can read books about what others have done in the past, talk about how others have made their way to find their process, but it really is an inner journey. And so really, I guess with what we do, it's like a solstice, a winter solstice every day.
Just about every day. Yes, indeed.
To encourage that going within. And so where the rubber hits the road, I was thinking, say, rather than stretching on those days and you doing the thing that was, hitting that little fear wall or a large fear wall and doing something, and me, kind of just being shy about this dance thing, but no, I don't want to do it. Like doing that. You know what the alternative is? I mean, we see people do this all the time. They have that thing they want to do. They're not really doing it. Oh, it stopped. They're not really doing it. So guess what they do? Maybe they hit happy hour. They save up for they take that same vacation to that same place again.
Or they fixing up their house and putting effort and time into that.
Or even, just indulging on self-medicating with all the wonderful things that are available. I'm saying wonderful, like a little bit, that's with parentheses. Like, is it really okay to dampen the little fears and even even depressed feelings, is it okay to dampen it? Or is it maybe something calling you from within that you're not quite sure how to tap into it or have any support to tap into it and bring it out?
And that is something that we love to share and help people with is finding those fears, if you will, finding those fears and making a little more sense about what they really mean in someone's life, and not just something to shy away from.
And what is that thing that might be being covered up? What is that thing that, not everyone even cares about what their fellow human on the planet has inside of them to bring out, but we do. It really is, it's a shame that often this kind of like inner journey and bringing something out from within is reserved for like kids, kids, it's like they get to go try things and take classes or, it's okay if they make mistakes, because they're growing. It's like all of a sudden, I guess it seems like people hit some certain age or some status in life or, it's like once you have a really great career and you've established yourself, you've established your family. Yeah, you too, puppy. That it's like a reason to just stop growing. It's like,
or it's not, and the growing is walking through fears. Those fears start to be a little bit more intense as we get older. But it's actually something to walk through, which is never really taught or talked about. And we love to like share our experience in that with others.
Yeah, who do you think has benefited the most? Who's done something that's really, what's one of the most breakout individuals we've seen?
I have a client who wanted to play guitar, and I think he's 68 years old, and he never played guitar before, but he always wanted to. So I helped him play the guitar, and it was a journey because he had really, really large fingers. So we went and we found a guitar that could fit his fingers, and he now is playing songs with his wife. She plays piano and he's playing guitar, and for the first time in their marriage, in their lives, they're playing songs together. And it was this magical moment that came through when they did it for the first time. It was so exciting. And that's what we like to give to our clients, is that excitement, that ability, the awareness that it is possible.
What about one of our wonderful comedians in process? Someone had a really rough time sharing something they really wanted to do, like some 20 years ago. They were in the process of doing it and had some naysayers say some not so good things about what was happening. And guess what? This one person we've got to work with just put it on the back burner.
He took it to heart what this person said, and he thought that this other person was correct, that he wasn't any good. And it sat with him for a long time. It sat with him for a very long time. He never went out and did anything.
But thankfully, it's taken a process.
And because he was afraid.
Yeah, right.
He was afraid to go out. And that's exactly when one needs to go out and just do it, even though they're afraid.
Yes. So guess what? The message is like, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be in the dark. And know that the light within you will carry you through.
Trust.
That potential inside of you will carry you through. As a matter of fact, the worst thing that can happen is that potential carries you through, and it might lead you even to another path. But hey, you made a step. You've had a realization. Sometimes the thing that we want that's burning inside, that we let go, we might even take a step towards it, and it gives a new clarity that actually there's something very near it that actually is appropriate for right now. That comes into play a lot of times with people that really want to dance, and they think, oh, their dancing career or something times out at some certain age. Or some people who really are into sports, and they think, well, if I just can't play it, like my age, once you're 30, you have to stop, or whatever it is. It's like, there are many ways to be in the sports, whether you're the one playing on the field or supporting some endeavor with it. Like, it doesn't mean you have to abandon it. There's always a way. I mean, we are creative beings.
And that goes really well with the idea of like, if you want to be a painter or something, you can to think that you have to be a certain way or a certain style or a certain threshold of like selling your art or something. It really doesn't need to be that. It's all inside of you, which means you can sit with a canvas and paint just for you, and nobody else needs to even know about it. But you have that thing that can support you in your life with just bringing in more joy and more fulfillment that bleeds out everywhere. Well, I don't mean bleed out. I just mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
So that has ripple effects. It spreads beautiful vibrations just on the planet. If more people were happy with their canvas at home or with their dream and taking steps towards it, wouldn't that make the people around them have a certain peace around them? If they're showing up peaceful, even if they're not showing what they put on the canvas, they're going to have that polish that I was feeling, like that little extra little, shine. They're going to show up in the world, whether they're doing a high-pressured medical field job, whether they're in the legal system, whether they're in the governmental system.
Just to have those moments for oneself is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's what we help people with.
Yeah.
Finding those things, encouraging it, like it's really important to us.
Yes. Wow, it's a beautiful time of
It really
the
is.
first day of winter. This is wonderful. So how's it feeling where you are? It'd be nice to just take in a little inhale and know that Sharon G and Mark are here to support you, to just encourage you right now that it's okay to have a moment of silence with yourself, to have a moment of darkness with yourself, and just let yourself be in that little void space and just listen to what might be in you that could be having like a little even micro step towards it.
And think, and I would encourage everybody to be aware of when you're afraid of something. Just be aware of it. You don't have. There's nothing that needs to happen or needs to do anything about it. Just be aware when you're feeling scared of something. Look at it twice. Look at it twice. Maybe even 3 times. Is it something that you're really scared of, or is it just an old habit?
And there's one more way that fear shows up. Well, I mean, I think there's another way that a lot of our wonderful associates that we work with, they also can have, because I know it, I've had it, like critical nature about what others are doing that actually I really want to do. Like, they can be kind of critical towards what's going on. They can be even like okay, with the comedian, the naysayer that told our dear Steve, that his comedy wasn't good. Well, I wonder if that person had a little a calling within them to do their own comedy that they did not, they didn't take steps towards. So they're, pointing the finger at someone else. Like that is, it really can show up that way. Because when I was in the dark with my things I wanted to do, it was easy to feel critical of others who were doing things and like just try to nitpick because I really was disenchanted with myself. So, if you're feeling fears come up about the thing you might want to do, or if you find yourself, criticizing some things going on in the outside world where people are doing something and they're taking a leap and you're like, oh, look at how they're doing that or all that. Take a moment. Close your eyes.
Take a deep breath.
For sure. Let's do it now for all those people that need to release some fears, release some critical nature. Let's just all take a breath and help them do that right now and tap inside. Yeah, it's perfect. Thanks for the white noise. Duration of air. So remember, even if it's really dark, because we're talking about fear, being critical, jealousy. Oh, there's a great one too. Be jealous because that person's doing that, and really, I want to be doing that. But are you even taking a step toward doing that? It's okay. We can dissipate all that dark stuff with just that one little light that's in our heart. It's just it takes one little small candle to illuminate a whole dark room. There's a little tiny bit of light is all it takes. And guess what? Tonight is that night. This winter is that night. And in a sense, every night is that night. So let us remind you that, you don't have to be afraid of the dark.
Right.
Be in the dark. Be in the dark. Be
Relish
in the dark.
in the dark.
Listen to the dark. Tune within in the dark. It really is one of the only times that we can. I mean, there's so much, everything's buzzing around in our environment. There's screens everywhere. There's lights everywhere. There are giant structures illuminated because woohoo, it's the holiday season. But when you're in the dark, feel some of that dark. See what it has for you. And we want to invite you, because guess what? We are here to support you. If you're thinking, what are they talking about? But they sure are passionate about it. If you're thinking,
or maybe something we said kind of clicked with you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's an opportunity to take a peek in and to yourself with maybe some outside doings, outside extensions of you, and we want to be that for you.
So wondrous ones, it would be great to see your comments below.
I would love to see comments below.
Let's see. It's going to relate to the darkness. Is there anything that you would like to what would be your candle to illuminate your darkness? Is there a step in a certain direction that you have not taken before that you would like to share with a co-creative couple who has been doing this together and still loves each other in the process for some 20 years of creative evolution and relationship evolution?
Or maybe there's something that you're scared of and you're not really sure why, but it's scary. Something that's scary. What's scary to you?
You can always private message that. It doesn't have to be a public comment.
Of course.
So private messages are accepted. So meanwhile, maybe we should share this beautiful sunset view here.
That's a fun idea.
Before we sign off for the day. Let's see if it's gonna adjust for you, for us, for all of us. Okay, it's getting closer.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, when you stood in there, though,
Yeah.
the color went away. Let's see if we can just go with
Okay.
the scene. It might.
Sure. Oh, there it is.
Okay, something like that. Oh.
I can't even peek in.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, up. Hi, we're still here. We're still here. So, no need to fear the dark. Every
No need to
reason.
fear.
Every reason to know the darkness is a place to grow.
The darkness is okay.
That's
Darkness
for sure.
is okay.
That's for sure.
And fear is okay.
Kind of funny saying this and it's all bright. It's like, the darkness is okay. It's like easy for you to say, look how bright it is. But believe me, the dark times are part of our unfoldment. Let's see if we can get the dark again. Can we get the darkness again? Just having fun doing this. Oh, okay. Okay. Something like that. Something like that. The SoCal Marina here. Okay. So everyone, wondrous ones.
Amazing ones.
Hey, there's a little sign of the season right
Hey,
there.
there it is.
Ta-da. All right. We wish you the happiest of everything, and especially happy solstice, especially embracing the darkness of you and what it is that you would love to bring out for you.
Embrace the fear.
We're alive.
Embrace the fear
We
of it.
made it through the last 2 years.
Embrace the fear.
That's for sure. All right, wondrous ones. Wow, I think we just did a 30-minute segment. This is crazy. With
Really?
no commercials.
Wow.
All right, enjoy. Wondrous ones. Shoot us a private message because,
Let us know.
this journey is it's time for you to take a step and get some support with it, and it's time for you to let it out in some way, even if it's just a little small note to Sharon G and Mark about what it is in you that you would love to bring out, or you're scared to bring out, or you are critical to bring out. This is the time. Happy solstice.
Happy solstice, everybody.
Winter solstice or summer solstice if you're on the other side. All right. Bye, everyone.